This is the Say It Can't Gamer, and you are live with the MMA-Holes
Mixed Martial A-Holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial A-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York, Till gets knocked the fook out. Pettis versus Wonderboy Fight Week. ESPN and UFC with the new deal. Let's talk about it with the MMA-Holes. Yeah!
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful. I hope everyone is wonderful, wonderful right now. It is Monday night. This is episode number 68. Jaromir Jagr. 68. It's good to see everyone in the chat. It's good to be here on a Monday night, and we have a lot of news to get to within an hour. Jesse, how are you tonight?
I am wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful,
Wonderful, wonderful. Here we go. Well, your boy got knocked the fuck out. That's it. Game bred. I was shocked. I was completely shocked by this. I really thought that Darren Till was going to be able to pull this win off, and on a lackluster card, boy, did we end it with a bang. I mean, the card really was complete horseshit. It was really bad. The worst card I've seen in a while. And Masvidal, all of a sudden, in the second round, pow! There goes Darren Till. Down to the floor, gets knocked out, and it was vicious. Absolutely vicious. And then some shenanigans after the fight. I mean, Jorge Masvidal all over the place, and it makes you remember this card now. It makes you remember that Jorge Masvidal is indeed still a badass at 34 years old. So, I mean, shocking stuff. Very shocking stuff, but enjoyable for me. Now, Jesse, a couple of days have passed. Where are you in this whole situation? How do you feel about Darren Till?
I've said it before.
Super chat.
We got a super chat coming in.
How are they gonna ask me to pay $5 so I can pay $60 more to watch flights?
Oh, man. Adonis, we're going to be talking about that. Thank you for the super chat. You're wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, ESPN Plus, ESPN. I was just reading the details of that, and it really makes you scratch your head. We're going to get to that story tonight. We're going to spend a lot of time on that because I know a lot of people are upset about this. And Dana White is smiling and is like, we're doing big things over here. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that. But let's talk about this event over here. Super chat. Colby Johnson.
Hope everyone is having a wonderful day.
Yeah, we are. Right, Jess?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful. Jessie has a splitting headache. So everyone say, get better, Jessie, because her head's going to explode out of her body. Right? Or, I mean, no. Her brain is going to explode out of her head. Your head could... Anyway, yeah, so thank you for that super chat. By the way, we have a new donation. We played it on Not the MMA Holes. There is a $3 Ben Askren donation. A link down below. Boom, roasted. All right, Jesse, get back into those thoughts on this fight.
I've said it before. I said that I can't just jump off of the Till train. So yeah, I'm still a fan of Till, and I think that he'll bring something down the road.
Boom, roasted.
Oh.
Boom, roasted.
Boom.
You suck. Boom, roasted.
There it is. Marty McCoon.
Hi, I'm Marty. White Trump voters are lazy white dudes that won't do jobs like painting nails. I'm Marty McCoon, man. I hate Americans because my father committed $1 million of fraud and got 15 years.
Whoa.
Poor me. F you white racist Trumpers.
Whoa. That's some bizarre... That's one way to break in the boom roasted donation.
Mike Radish, you said Till will never get better if he keeps his chin up so high. I actually, it's funny, we were watching an interview Ben Askren had with ARIEL Helwani today, and he made a comment about how he was so open, And I told Chris, I was like, I recall saying that during the fight, that it's almost, and Chris said he completely disrespected Masvidal. That's one thing that I think he royally fucked up in. Is I think he's a good fighter, but what was that? Like he was wide open like more times than I could count.
Remember what I said before the fight started? I was like, I wonder where Till's mind is right now. You know, you're looking across, you see a veteran in Masvidal. You come off of that devastating loss against Tyron Woodley. You have to wonder where his mind is. And honestly, his mind wasn't there. But you can't take anything away from Jorge Masvidal. I can't say Darren Till fought that, you know, took that fight and took for granted Masvidal. I don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. It seemed like Darren Till had the right game plan. He was in there. He was doing what he had to do. He was keeping it on the feet. And Masvidal was just the better man. And man, it was like we turned back the clock. Masvidal hasn't won in, what, 2 years? And he was determined. In Till's backyard, he was not going to let that one slip through his fingers. Masvidal knocked his fucking head off. I mean, maybe Darren Till isn't that good. I really believe that is the case. I mean, there could be a lot of excuses we can make for Darren Till, but if now he's getting knocked out, there's a clear problem. Everyone was like...
It's like you said, it's a clear disrespect. I don't know if there's a problem in his fight technique. I think it's a lack of respect for his opponent. I mean, yeah, Jorge Masvidal was the clear underdog here, and I think rightfully so. I think if Till was more focused and more respectful, like you had mentioned previously, then he might have stood a chance. But I think Till got a little overconfident. You know, he knew that he was the over, and I think that got to his head a little bit, and he lost focus. You
know what's interesting? I'm noticing that a lot of people from the UK are actually turning their back on Till. You see social media, everyone has been just jumping on him, jumping on his back. Now, you know, I've made fun of Till, this and that, but I picked him. I really thought that he would win this fight. And the backlash that he is getting, man, he is eating it. He's young. You know, he could bounce back, but this could be devastating for him. You know, we might have seen the peak of Darren Till with the Woodley fight. That's it. Maybe he's been knocked back down and he won't be able to build himself back up. We've seen fighters revamp and rebuild. Super chat. I'm not sure if I could see Till do that. Scallywag.
You guys see those bare knuckle street fights that Masvidal was in? Kimbo was the hype man. Good shit. True fighter.
There you go. Thank you, Scallywig, for the wonderful, wonderful donation.
Wonderful. Yeah. You have an article, by the way, of what happened after the fight with Masvidal.
Yeah, we're going to go into that. I mean, yeah, Masvidal from the streets, badass for a long time, was nice enough to do the show. You know, he talks a lot of smack, but he doesn't go overboard. He's just a gangster. Now, after that fight, something went down, and, well, tell the story, Jesse. Oh, hold on. Donation! Choo-choo, motherfuckers! All right, black muscles and size.
Hi, Mos. I'm black with muscles. I have size advantage and reach. Pick me to win the fight. Hi, I have size advantage. BETDSI Mos would bet on me. Mos, I also have round muscles. You would always pick me.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. He's saying I pick people with muscles. And I'm a big Daniel Cormier fan, so... Okay. Thank you for that donation, Real. You are wonderful, wonderful. Speaking of betting, well, let's get right into it. Thank you for the subscribe, Lawrence Fishburne. You are wonderful, wonderful. But if you want to place a bet, we have some lopsided odds this weekend. And where can you go, Jesse?
BetDSI. Just because you're not in Vegas doesn't mean you can't bet on MMA and UFC. BetDSI offers online wagering and has been paying winners for 20 years. Use the link in the description with promo code MMAHOLE and earn up to 100% bonus match on your winnings. BetDSI is top rated on betting review sites. Use your sports knowledge to make some extra cash. BetDSI is a very user-friendly interface and mobile site as well as the fastest payouts in the industry. Simply play, win, and get paid. BetDSI also offers betting options for everything including NFL, NCAA Football, NBA, NHL, UFC, and all their major sports, politics, reality TV, esports, virtually everything. Try live betting at BetDSI where you can bet on games through the entire matchup, every play, and every minute until the end. New members get a 100% bonus match again using promo code MMAHOLE with the link in the description below. That's more than double your money. Once again, go to BetDSI, use promo code MMAHOLE with the link in the description and earn up to a 100% bonus offer to make some extra cash in the sports you know and love. It's only a game until you bet it at BetDSI.
There you go. BetDSI is...
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, we were looking through BetDSI over here. Gunnar Nelson shit the bed for me. I have no idea how that fight was a split decision. He clearly lost the Gunnar fight. Hold on. He lost this fight, but apparently the judges were all over the place. A lot of bizarre scoring for this card. But it was a bizarre card. It was unwatchable. But Leon Edwards gets the win. Looks pretty dominant in the fight. It was a shit fight. Gunnar looked like complete horseshit, and thank you for making me lose money. Anyway, check this out over here. BetDSI, I was looking through. I'm like, where is there an underdog that I can throw some cash on this weekend? And I see right off the bat, Anthony Pettis is a plus 360. I am not putting my money on Anthony Pettis, but wow, a plus 360. There are some people out there that think that Anthony Pettis is going to win this fight. So if you're going to do it, link in the description, promo code MMAHOLE. And goddamn, if you hit on this, you get your money. Let's see what you'll get here. Let's go like this, right? I want to put money on Anthony Pettis, right? Right, Jesse? That's what I'm going to do. Let's go to the bet split, right? See what we got. I'm going to risk, say I'm going to drop $100 on Anthony Pettis. That is $360, and then you double it with promo code MMAHOLE. So you can make a nice chunk of change with Anthony Pettis. Jesse, would you make that bet?
Absolutely not.
No. I wouldn't either. But you know what? Darren Till fought Jorge Masvidal, a 155er. You know, if you think about it. I mean,
never gonna happen.
You know, yeah, I didn't think Masvidal was gonna win. People won on that. So if you feel Pettis, go for it. I wouldn't really recommend it, but let's see what the chat says.
Mike Radish says, I'd bet the house on it. Q Annan says, sad what happened to Ferguson. Well, we do have a story on what Ferguson has to say about everything that's going on, so we'll get there. And he says, wonderful, wonderful. Drop a quick $50
wonderful.
on Pettis. Can't hurt, says Sean. Oh no, it can hurt.
Well, no, here's the thing.
Talking about losing $50.
Here's the thing. And I see what Sean's saying. If you got money, right? If you got a couple extra bucks laying around, I mean, it's
a couple $50 just laying around.
Well, people have it. I mean, $100, $50 bet is jack shit to some people, right? A plus 360, you know, I mean, that's a heavy amount of money you could win off of that. I wouldn't risk it. No?
No. Nope. There are a couple fights in there that I am very, very interested in putting money on, but not this one. Absolutely not.
Now, this is surprising to me. You picked Anthony Pettis over Tony Ferguson. Now,
wait,
why?
When?
Yeah, you picked Anthony Pettis over Tony Ferguson. So why the change of heart?
I don't recall ever picking Pettis over Ferguson.
Yeah, you did.
When?
When they fought.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Can someone go back?
Yeah, you did.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, but anyway, well, I mean, there is a change of heart. So
I did pick Pettis, didn't I?
Yeah, yeah, you did. Yeah. So what is the change of heart?
But that's not against. So
no, I'm saying you were high on after he beat Michael Chiesa. Right?
Yes.
And then he loses to Ferguson. I mean, a lot of people actually picked Pettis in that fight. It made me scratch my fucking head.
No, I thought Pettis could be a good upset. To me, I thought Pettis.
So no, why now? Now no. Is it 170?
Wait, what?
Why now? No.
Because I don't think that he's gonna win this fight.
Okay. So there you go. All right.
I just feel that in this fight, yeah, his opponent is a freaking beast.
Yeah, well, so is Tony Ferguson, no?
Not as much of a beast as this guy.
So interesting. I would like to see Ferguson versus Wonderboy. I would like to see that shit. But yeah, I got Wonderboy as well in this fight. It's not about this. Wonderboy is, I mean, we got two ninjas in the cage, but Wonderboy he's on another level. Pettis is a former champion. I think we've seen the best of Pettis. It's way behind us. So I got to go Wonderboy. But let me know in the chat what you think. Who is going to win this fight this weekend?
Mike Radish says, and Wonderboy is incredible. Drunk Savage says, Pettis will retire after this loss. Colby Williams, Pettis, and Wonderboy are basically the same size. Vlad says, Staley, post them on the site for educational purposes.
Here we go.
You can't stop the Siberian Express.
Choo,
motherfuckers.
Till's left hand.
I finally come to. Now I can finally fight McGregor. I fear Mike Perry. Perry has white trash retard strength. I want to fight McGregor at 185.
Wow.
We can sell out a football-size arena with drunk UK white trash.
So now
I need another baby out of wedlock.
Till's left hand. Thank you for that donation. Unbelievable. You know, you actually bring something up that's very interesting. You remember the fight that people, you know, that Mike Perry and Darren Till, they were on like this weird collision course. Now, Mike Perry has taken a major bunch of steps back. And Darren Till, well, he's taken a couple of steps back in his last two fights. You got to wonder now, with Mike Perry's style of fighting, He might have beaten Darren Till.
Oh, please.
I mean, listen, Mike Perry is not Masvidal. Masvidal is a beast. He's been around forever. There's a reason why he's up there in the rankings. But with Mike Perry's fighting style, that slugging style, could you imagine? That would have, see, now at least Darren Till took the 2 L's like this. Could you imagine if he lost to Mike Perry? That would have been brutal.
No, I can't imagine if he lost to Mike Perry.
That's actually something interesting. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, Darren Till, I mean, I don't know what to think about the kid. I really don't. I mean, I was never sold on the hype train. This last fight, I thought he was going to beat Masvidal, but I never thought he was going to be a champ. He, to me, is a gatekeeper. And how much longer can he stay at 170? Maybe if he goes up, you know. The problem is he's 6 foot, right? And he's a striker. And if he goes up there, I mean, maybe it could be like a Kelvin Gastelum type thing, you know. But I don't know. I see much of a difference. I think his head isn't screwed on completely straight, and I don't know what to think about the kid. Let's get into the news here with JBH. Sensual music. The MMAHoles.com. Let's start off with the Masvidal story. JBH.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right.
Okay, so just to start it off, there's another, okay. Masvidal and Leon Edwards have both given their sides of the story, so I guess we'll start with Masvidal. And I'll tell you what happened.
All right.
According to MMA Fighting, Jorge Masvidal and Leon Edwards were both big winners of UFC London on Saturday night, and then the 2 welterweight contenders came to blows backstage afterwards. Edwards jawed at Masvidal behind the camera while Masvidal was doing a television interview with ESPN's Laura Sanko. Masvidal left the interview, walked over to Edwards.
Super chat.
We got a Ray Lopp jumping in with the $5.
Masvidal went 2-0, gave Till a beautiful knuckle sandwich, and gave the other dude a 3-piece.
There it is.
And soda combo.
There it is, the 3-piece and soda combo. And Jesse's talking about it. Thank you, Ray Lopp. Appreciate it, man.
Edwards jawed at Masvidal behind the camera while Masvidal was doing a television interview with ESPN's Laura Sanko. Masvidal left the interview, walked over to Edwards, the 2 exchanged words, and Masvidal landed punches on him before they could be separated. The entire incident was captured by ESPN cameras. Sanko reported later on ESPN Plus that Edwards was cut by Masvidal's punches and needed medical treatment. In an interview with ESPN before leaving the O2 Arena, Masvidal said the beef with Edwards started on social media, and the only reason why he threw punches was because Edwards raised his hands and walked toward him. Masvidal said, quote, "One of these hooligans, man. He's like talking crap on social media. I seen him here during fight week. Doesn't really address me as a man. I wanted to talk to him kind of, and he just like dodged me. Whatever, we can handle it after the fight. So I'm doing this interview, and this hooligan comes by saying some stuff."
Donation.
You can't stop this IB Express. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
You got Simply Pump.
I want to see Masvidal versus Woodley. That's an interesting fight, and Darren should get a new camp. This is way too similar to Cody, and he should move to middleweight and fight Uriah Hall.
Middleweight Uriah Hall fight. That'd be interesting. 2 strikers going at it. I got to go with my boy Uriah in that one. But yeah, Masvidal moving to middleweight might be the move. You know, has a tough time hitting 170. Maybe that weight cut is just, you know, he's still young, but maybe it's still building up on him. Thank you for the donation. Back to Masvidal.
So I'm doing this interview, and this hooligan comes by saying some stuff. July, get your ass kicked in July. And I go, maybe, but whatever. Because maybe I want to kick your ass in April. Maybe I don't want to wait until July. Maybe I don't even want to fight you in a prize ring because you're not worth a training camp. I'll just fight you here because you're a scrub. So I tell him, just say it to my face like a man. You're saying it walking away. That's not like we're both men, you know. And as I'm walking up to him, I've got my hands behind my back to signal I'm not coming here for problems. But he put his hands up like this. It's on video, and walks towards me. Where I'm from, if you do that, you're going to punch me in the face, and that's not going to happen. You're a fucking dork, and you're JV beta. You are what you are. You're just a loser in life. You're not going to get a hit off me. So I gave him the 3-piece with the soda, then just glide out of there.
There you go. Smooth Masvidal. All right, let's get Edwards' side of the story, and then we're going to give our opinions, and we want to hear your opinions on this situation. It's actually kind of funny how this huge knockout in the main event, and everyone is just basically talking about the whole situation with Masvidal after the fight. And I have to think that Darren Till is dodging a bullet here. You know, the whole thing that happened afterwards with Masvidal kind of takes the attention off of Darren Till for a little bit. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise for Mr. Till. Let's see what the other side of the story is.
Leon Edwards took to Twitter to issue a statement on the incident, and he threw in a warning to Masvidal. This is what he had to say. Very happy with my performance last night against a very high-caliber opponent in Gunnar Nelson. Much respect to you, Gunnar. That was a great fight, and look forward to seeing you bounce back. Thanks to my team, friends, family, and fans for everything. Birmingham, stand up. As I said, that's a 7 in a row. That's 7 in a row in the hardest division in the sport, and I'm coming for everyone. World Champ 2019, mark my words. If you're not with me now, you will be. Not really addressing Masvidal, but I guess...
So, one thing about Leon Edwards in this situation, I like the fact that he didn't cry and sue and all this bullshit. You know, he did what he had to do. He got his stitches. And let's be honest, Masvidal was completely wrong in this situation. And speaking of the devil, it's Leon Snitch.
Hi, I'm Leon Snitch. I was the snitch screaming, that's assault. I was born in Australia. I started training in the UK with Leon. My snitching genetics come from being Australian. Colby Covington smashes everyone at 170.
There you go. Thank you, Leon Snitch, for the donation.
There is one more part that was not a part of this, or it was a part of this tweet, but cut off. So the last part that he says was, and Jorge, fair play sneaking your shots in when you could, but now you're fucked. If security wasn't there, you wouldn't have made it back to the U.S. I'll see you soon. All
right, so there he is. By the way, Leon Edwards was on Ariel, and it was unwatchable. It was just a phone call, but I don't know. He's got this bizarre accent, and I don't know. It was unlistenable. I like the fact that he's not suing. He was complaining about it, but he wasn't suing. What Leon Edwards did was something that was, you know, even though he took some stitches, people are talking about Leon Edwards. You know, the fact that he beat Gunnar Nelson is a big surprise to some. You know, I mean, he's good, but not many people are talking about him. So what does he do? He starts a little thing backstage, and he took a couple of stitches. Now we're all talking about the guy. So now he's in the picture. Now people give a shit. Maybe the Masvidal fight will happen. That would be completely interesting. Jesse, would you like to see that fight?
Oh, super chat.
Oh, we got Patney186 coming in.
Did you guys think Vulcan won? Jabroni judges cost me a payday.
Man.
At least Masvidal did some gangster shit to make up for it.
Thank you, Patney, for the donation, dropping the 5. Yes, I thought that Ozdemir won that fight against Dominic Reyes. Jess?
Yes, I do think that I thought that was a robbery, that fight.
Yeah, I mean, Reyes, we picked Reyes in the fight, but man, oh man, he didn't win that fight. He really didn't. And by the way, I saw Jose in the chat over there. Good job on Jose. He's 11-0 now. And I was jumping on the train with Reyes. I thought the guy was the real deal. After this fight versus Vulcan, it makes me take a step back and be like, all right, interesting. Is he really that good? Take nothing away from Vulcan. Vulcan fought that one fantastically. I didn't see that one coming. But he got robbed. He got absolutely robbed here. Back to the situation with Edwards and Masvidal. I think this is the fight to make. I do. Now, Masvidal's speaking about how he walked over there with his hands behind his back and he had no interest.
He did. If you watch the video, he
did.
It's
bullshit. My man Masvidal was going over there to fucking light him up. There was no peace by Masvidal walking over. All he had to do was look over and be like, shut the fuck up. Or get out of here. What do you want?
He said a few words from where he was. And
yeah,
Edwards,
he walked over there to throw punches.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
No, I do think he went over there to confront him for sure. But I don't know if he had any intention to get in a fight with him because it was clear. There was a lot of people there. There were bodyguards, everything.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I think he did go over there to confront him. He said he wanted to confront him earlier on to talk about the little exchange they had on social media. So I think he just wanted to say something. And then when anyone who puts their fists up to you, of course you're going to get.
You think he was threatened?
I think that there was a part of him that, you know.
That's Masvidal defending himself. He just went over there and wanted to light him up. He went straight street. You saw it in his eyes when he looked over and he walked over with his hands behind his back. He was taunting him and then pop pop, just like. And by the way, that was a pretty fast, slick 3-piece combo over there. I mean, Edwards is like, he was standing like it was unbelievable, and the cut that he put on him was very impressive. So credit to Masvidal for the speed over there. But no, that wasn't a peaceful walk with his hands behind his back. That was bullshit.
Jessica G says he does say something during the interview. He said, "Why don't you come over here and say it to my face?" So he was giving Edwards the benefit of the doubt.
And then he went over there and said it to his face.
Edwards
Let's see what the chat says. What do you think about that whole situation?
Jorge loves to fight, so of course he went at Leon, says Jay Smooth. Joe Rod says, yeah, Masvidal wanted a piece of his ass, no doubt about it. Edwards, fuck him in the future, says John TK. Brian Rogers says, what did Edwards say to make Jorge snap? He was saying that he was going to go after the belt. Or he was saying that he wanted a piece of Jorge, pretty much.
He wanted Georgie. That's what he wanted. Edwards got, he got what he wanted. He got some stitches, but people are talking about him. Those stitches are very valuable on his face right now. Because now we give a fuck. The Gunnar Nelson fight, we all would have forgot about that shit. No one would have gave a fuck. And he's on this nice long winning streak. He's a decision machine. But now he gets into a little scuffle with Masvidal. People are talking about him. I think it's a good move. It sucks with this UFC. This is what we need to do. These are the moves these fighters need to make. Get a couple of stitches so they can get a big payday. Who knows? I like the fight. I want to see the fight happen. And I'm glad no one's getting sued.
Super chat.
Jeremiah White.
Jorge gave the self-defense script verbatim.
So, what are you trying to say? So you're saying that
he defended himself.
But he walked over and threw the first punch. So that's not
but
self-defense.
He even said it in his interview. He said he went over there with no intention to start a fight. But listen, in Jorge's defense, if it was me and I went over there with my hands behind my back and I was just going to confront someone verbally and they hold their fists up at me, hell yes, I'm going to throw the first punch.
When I was a kid.
Roasted. Boom,
Hold on.
Roasted.
Boom
You
roasted.
suck. Boom roasted.
We got Vlad with the boom roasted.
I think Reyes will come back stronger next fight. I think he realized he came in over confident because of his perfect record and gifted a win. His coaches will let him know. Also, Jorge is the man for punching that loudmouth. Edwards needed a good smack.
He is annoying though. I mean, on Ariel, I was like, oh, it's really cringy. When I was younger, when we went out, we would go to bars and shit like that, and just start fights for no reason, really stupid shit. We would always throw the first punch, always, and we would always say, well, they were gonna fucking. You always throw the first punch.
Yeah, but you went out and antagonized.
Well,
people.
no, but I'm saying that's how dudes are. I mean, that's how I know. I mean, with our friends, you always get that first punch in because you don't want to be the one. I mean, legally, if they throw the first punch, you're in better shape. But that's just how it is. So I think Masvidal's like, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna speak to him, and by speak, with my knuckles. That's how I'm going to speak with him. That's how I see this. I mean, he can say whatever the hell you want. What is he going to tell the camera? Yeah, I went over and insulted him on purpose. Like, what is he going to say?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe you could be right in the sense that, maybe he did go over there with the intention to fight him, but in order to make himself the innocent party, he went over there to verbally speak and say something that would piss him off just enough to lift his hands. Then Jorge has every right to punch him in the face.
Bait him in.
Yeah.
Have him raise his hands and then throw.
That could be the case, but we don't know what his actual intention.
What about Ben Askren? What did he say on Ariel's show? He goes that we are paid to fight in the cage. You've heard this a million times. These fighters are paid to fight in the cage. You can make money and beat someone up in the cage. So why don't they just babble back and forth and just go for it? Jorge just wanted to fuck him up, and he did. He fucked him up quick. So that
50 likes.
What's that?
50 likes.
Wait, do we have it? 58 in the box. Let's celebrate. What happened, Jesse? Why didn't it play? What? It's not playing. Well, they might hear it. I don't hear it. Did you hear it? The 50 likes is broken.
It's not playing.
OMG! Why is our 50 likes broken? Oh no! No! Oh, it's broken. Yeah, I don't hear it either. We should fix that. I don't know how that works.
Screen and do it, maybe.
I don't know.
Go to the chat screen and.
It's weird. Let's try it over here. You ready? It's broken.
But it's showing music playing.
Yeah. No, the 50 likes is broken. It's bullshit.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
We got Jessica G.
Not sure if you guys read the article last week, but during fight week, Jorge stated that he wasn't in the mood for trash talk anymore. That if you say something to him, you're going to get boxed up both in and out of the ring.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, he don't fuck around, right? He's pretty straightforward. I'm going to try one more time, Jesse. Let's try it like this. Let's see if this works. It works! We did it! Oh, thank God. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA holds 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA holds 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA holds 50 likes. The dislikes can choke on a dick. All right, only 3 people are choking on a dick right now. Thank God it worked. I mean, what would we do without that song being played? All right, Jesse, let's go over to the ESPN deal with the UFC. I want to talk about this shit. Let's do it. Back into the news, JBH.
All right, according to USA Today, UFC fans are not happy at all with the UFC's new pay-per-view deal with ESPN+.
Look at his devilish face over here. Oh my God. All right, let's see what the story is about this.
The UFC and ESPN made a huge announcement Monday, and it didn't go over well with fans. Dana White said all pay-per-views will go through ESPN Plus from now on, and they extended their deal with ESPN another 2 years to 2025. Here's what that means. Starting with UFC 236 in April, if you live in the US, you will only be able to purchase the pay-per-view through ESPN Plus, meaning you'll need to be a subscriber to ESPN Plus, which costs $4.99 a month. You won't be able to get it through any other service, including DirecTV and more. Our friends at MMA Junkie had more details. They said, quote, new ESPN Plus subscribers will be able to purchase a year-long subscription for $79.99. That includes one pay-per-view event, and current ESPN Plus subscribers will be able to purchase pay-per-views for $59.99 each. According to a new release, additional packaging options may become available in the future. The ESPN Plus base subscription package is $4.99 per month or $49.99 per year. ESPN Plus will be the home for the 20 UFC Fight Night events in 2018.
All right, hold on one second. Let's just back it up for a second. Give me the pricing here.
Okay. New ESPN Plus subscribers will be able to purchase a year-long subscription for $79.99. That includes one pay-per-view event. Okay.
And the pay-per-view is what? How much of the pay-per-view? So if you have ESPN Plus.
If you're already a subscriber, you will be able to purchase pay-per-views for $59.99 each.
All right, $59.99. So let me get this straight. Are you, and it says nothing about like HD or standard definition. Now, every time we buy a pay-per-view here,
yes,
and we have to because it's a damn show, but every time we do, we don't even pay for the HD. HD is a ripoff. We have a 60-inch TV, and we drop the standard definition, which is $54.99. I'm assuming that this $59.99 is just HD. That's it. Thank you very much. So we're going to be spending more money from what I see over here.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
plus,
if you do
plus your $4.99 a month subscription.
Yeah. So pay-per-view is more, and then we have to pay for the subscription. And then they have this deal where you can get one free pay-per-view. Wow. All right. And it is only on ESPN Plus. So now, and this is the reason why everyone's upset. If you're just casually wanting to watch a pay-per-view, you have to subscribe to ESPN Plus.
Yes.
And then buy the pay-per-view. So now there is a free trial, so you get a month free. But what happens if you want two or three a year?
Yeah, if you want more pay-per-views, then you could either free trial, cancel, free trial, cancel, free trial, cancel using different emails, which can get tedious and exhausting, but will save you some money. Or you just subscribe for $4.99 a month, and then plus the $59.99 for each pay-per-view. But what we were listening to earlier on with Joe Rogan was, if someone wants to pay for just two or three pay-per-views, they subscribe for the $4.99 a month, they pay for the 2 or 3 pay-per-views, and then they want to stop, they don't want the next pay-per-view, so they cancel their subscription, and then say 2 or 3 months down the road they want to pay for the next pay-per-view, and then they have to resubscribe.
Keep on subscribing to it. It is really... It makes me scratch my head. Now, I guess the UFC is getting paid by ESPN a boatload of money. And by the way, Dana White is going to be there for 7 more years. So that is, a lot of people are like, how much longer does Dana White have in his gas tank when it comes to being the face of the UFC? Well, you're going to see him at least 7 more years. Got a donation.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
And this is Kevin from Chicago.
Jorge Masvidal is feeling himself cause he beat a 25-year-old British hype. Forget Maya. Rode you like a pony and Wonderboy outclassed you. Nothing gangster about swinging on someone and running in his last 3 calling for a title shot.
Well, that is a good point.
1 and 2 in his last 3 calling for a title shot.
Yeah, and he hasn't won in 2 years. listen, you got to throw it out there for a title shot.
mean,
you can't say, "Oh, I want to fight a nobody." Of course, he's got a big stage. He does it in Darren Till's home country, so of course he's going to say that. He is not going to get it.
You know what's interesting about that donation is I originally thought that when I first saw the video of Masvidal and Edwards getting into it, you know, after the fight, I originally thought, you know, maybe Masvidal's just still on that high, that adrenaline high of winning against Darren Till, because he is such a hype job. He was, you know, in his home area, you know, he knocked him out. It was just such a great win for him. I actually thought that Jorge Masvidal might be just having an adrenaline high, and that's why he went towards Edwards the way he did. I think before the fight, before he knocked out Till and everything, maybe he wouldn't have approached the situation the same way. You know? Yeah,
it's possible. I mean, you still got that adrenaline going. I mean, he was probably felt invincible at that moment. So yeah, but we move on from that and go over here to the ESPN UFC deal.
Yes.
I mean, it is something that I'm trying to figure out if I like it, and I don't, because I'm going to be spending more money. I do like the fact that it's a one-stop shop. Now, they did say that there's going to be some new packages down the road, so this is not the only thing we're going to be stuck with here. Well, this is what I don't understand about the UFC. Why don't they incorporate all the pay-per-views in a yearly thing, not just like one free pay-per-view and this and that? Incorporate all the pay-per-views so you kind of have the fans by the balls. You could drop the price of all the pay-per-views, right? And then just crowbar it as a lower price, and then you have to pay. A lot of times fans, are not home or go to the bar to watch it. If you have to buy it for the year, I'll get back to that thought. Super chat. Sean Hart. Look at that. Sean Hart just dropping a deuce. Thank you. Thank you, Sean Hart. You are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
But if they do a yearly thing where you're forced to buy the pay-per-views at a reduced rate, now they have to buy every single pay-per-view.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So one of the things that they had mentioned in the article is that pay-per-views are usually $64.99, and they accounted for the $4.99. So you're right. It does gear a lot of people away, and one of the groups of fans that it gears away the most are new fans to the sport, because it's harder for them to try and get into the sport, having to pay for the subscription, and now they're watching these pay-per-views that they're automatically paying for and stuff. A lot of times casual fans, and we've seen it in the past, will buy a pay-per-view here, buy a pay-per-view there, not consecutively, and then they just gradually get into the sport. It's harder for them to do that now, because
I don't understand.
Subscribe to something.
So let me get this straight. I'm sitting home. I got a couple of buddies over. We're having some beer, right? We don't really watch the UFC. We're boxing fans. But we see, oh shit, there's a huge pay-per-view. Whoa, Conor McGregor. I know that guy. That's that crazy guy that smashes cell phones. Let's get his pay-per-view. How the fuck do we get? We gotta subscribe to this app and then pay for the pay. Nah, fuck that. Yeah. I'm going on VIP box.
It could definitely ruin the future of MMA fans, because right now there's a lot of fans of MMA. I mean, it's vastly growing, but I wonder if it could jeopardize that now, because a lot of people, if it were me, I wouldn't want to subscribe as a first-time fan. I'm trying
to wrap my head around this. There has to be a way. They must feel so confident about this that new fans are going to be paying for this, that Dana White is saying that everything is turning into a streaming service. Everything, right? And we got rid of cable. We stream everything, So I get that. I just don't understand why the subscription. I mean, at least with Fight Pass, you didn't need a subscription to get the pay-per-view. Now, maybe that will be the case. Maybe these are the rates for the subscription holders. Maybe they will have it the old pay-per-view rates.
No, they're saying here you have to subscribe in order to have access to the pay-per-view.
I mean, it's only $5, but it seems tedious.
I thought the same thing as you did at first. Like, maybe, you don't have to subscribe. You could just buy the pay-per-view if you want. It's not that way. You have to have the $4.99 subscription plus, whatever the cost of the pay-per-view.
So maybe what happens is when you buy the pay-per-view, it automatically subscribes you to the service, so you get billed monthly. That's probably what happens.
Well,
so there's no sign up
fee too. Like, you could do an annual one. So there is a sign up, and you can choose whichever package you want. And there's the base subscription package, which is the $4.99 per month, or the $49.99 per year. And the base subscription gets you all the fight nights and everything like that, or the $79.99 a year, which includes one pay-per-view event and the base subscription. So there's like 3 different packages, I guess you could say. But
super chat.
This is Frederick the Great 89 dropping a deuce. Thank you.
It's kind of screwed up.
It is screwed up. It's confusing. This is what I don't understand. We've seen the UFC do this before. Why don't they get all the details together and then drop it?
Yeah.
Why just give us something half-assed and then everyone just starts complaining? Give us all that we need. We don't have all the details. It's kind of stupid.
Here's the thing, and I see a lot of people dropping it already about illegal streams. Just stream the fights, stuff like that, right? My concern with that, because I'll be honest, I used to watch the streams. I didn't want to pay over $50 for a pay-per-view. When I was first getting into the sport, I was watching it on streaming. But the problem with that is now I feel the UFC is going to be cracking down even harder on illegal streams.
Well, you got ESPN too.
And ESPN. So now, you know, if
but
they're
what are they going to do?
that,
Honestly, they're never the pirating of streams. There is nothing you can do. There really isn't. I mean, we're talking all over the world. This is not just happening in the US. It's everywhere. It's not just in the US. So the UFC, ESPN, what are they going to do? They shut down one site, another one's going to pop up.
Right.
There's always going to be a streaming service. They're never going to be able to battle that. So their logic is, let's charge a subscription and just milk our fans and fuck everyone else.
It just gears people away from the subscription to watching illegal streams. You know?
It honestly is baffling. It really is completely baffling. I don't understand the strategy. Dana White's pretty happy about it. We're going to play the video from him. Let's check this out over here before we get into the rest of the story. Here's the video that they released.
I don't know if you can play.
Well, this video is on. It's all over social media. And if they nail us, they nail us. What are you going to do? Well, it's not the first time.
Okay.
All right, let's just go like this. Let's zoom in so you can see his beautiful face.
QC Monster says, when I buy a pay-per-view, I feel like I got big fucking balls and like a big playa.
Is that, you get that rush? You get that, like, it's like when women shop online, you just get the rush. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. You know, it's like, yeah, but I tell you what, there is something about buying a pay-per-view. I get excited. I hate it. I hate spending the fucking money. But I do get pumped. I love this fucking sport. And they're just raping the real fans. David with the 99 cents. Thank you, David. That's actually James Bond that donated. Thank you very much over there. Thank you for the generous donations.
007.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That's not James Bond. That's 777. Sorry, that's his cousin. 777. All right, here we go. Let's watch this video. All right, come on, you fuck. What the fuck is going on here?
I am very excited to announce that ESPN.
By the way, he looks better than ever, right? He's turning completely into Kingpin.
I am very excited to announce that ESPN Plus will be the new exclusive home for UFC pay-per-view events.
The new exclusive home for pay-per-view events is ESPN Plus. All right. Now, another question I have too is, what do the bars do that show these pay-per-view events? They have like contracts with the UFC. How does this work? Does this interfere? Now you have ESPN. It's not just the UFC. So now the ESPN involved.
Yeah,
what kind of
they
contract?
have contracts with ESPN, I would assume.
Now, Ann H had made mention that she goes to a casino to watch these fights, and they are not doing it there anymore. Like,
maybe they, you know what? If it were from a business standpoint, I'd say the UFC probably looked at it as, you know what? We'll risk losing the contracts of a couple of these venues because we're going to get more money through the subscriptions. That's probably how they looked at it.
All right. Let's see the rest of this video over here. By the way, fair use, motherfuckers.
Let me say that again. All UFC pay-per-views will be available for purchase exclusively through ESPN Plus.
Like he's almost saying it in a devilish way, right? He's like, "Fuck you, fans."
Will be available for purchase.
Oh, let's go.
Pay-per-view events. Let me say that again. All UFC.
Look, that's like a fuck you face right there. Look, he's like, "Fuck you, fuck the fans, fuck you," right?
All UFC
super chat.
Fuck the feds. David, thank you for the 99 cents again. What a generous donation. Appreciate it. You are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
All right, let's go back to this.
Why was
pay-per-views will be available for purchase exclusively through ESPN Plus, starting with UFC 236 on April 13th.
All right, so the next pay-per-view, they jump right into it. They go right into it. Next pay-per-view. Yes. All right.
Exclusively through ESPN Plus, starting with UFC 236 on April 13th. ESPN Plus will deliver the best pay-per-view experience ever. With unrivaled access to live fights, you get replays, archives, originals, and so much more. If you are a UFC fan, ESPN Plus is a must-have.
Well, yeah, because you can't watch it anywhere else. Of course it's a must-have. You can't watch it anywhere else. It is baffling to me. It really is. Like, first of all, this to me, and maybe I'm just overthinking this. I love the sport, But it seems like a big fuck you to the fans. Am I wrong here, Jess?
Listen, we all know that when it comes to the UFC, as quickly as it's growing, they're just looking for the quickest way to make a good buck. So honestly, like I said, from a business standpoint, I could see why they are doing it. I don't agree with it.
Here's Kevin.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
All right, Kevin, choo-choo.
Jessica thought Darren Till whooped Wonderboy. Anybody who thought Darren Till won that fight should immediately be sent back to the kitchen.
Oh, stop.
In fact, Jessica should sent to the kitchen regardless.
What?
Masvidal had his chance for a title shot. Maya beat him.
Yeah, I do disagree with the fact that he whooped Wonderboy. That I didn't see that. Yeah, I had Wonderboy all day with that. But regardless, I think, what are we talking about? I'm confused. Back to this.
Plus is a must-have. Here's where to go for more information.
So that's where you go for it, all right? If you want to see the pay-per-views, this weekend's events is all ESPN Plus. So there it is. I mean, let's see what the chat has to say about this. It's kind of. I like that it's on ESPN Plus. I feel everything should be there, but I feel like there should be an easier way. There should be a cheaper way. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I'm getting raped.
Super chat.
We got Patney with the 5.
Does this mean I can't go to Atlantic City and watch a dirty-ass Tropicana anymore?
Yes, that's exactly what this means, Patney.
We stopped going to the Tropicana. It's a filth bowl. Go to the Borgata. That's where you got to go, for God's sakes. Borgata is the way. They have a new, what's it called? They have the Hard Rock over there. It's okay, but go to the Borgata.
I liked it.
I mean, it's not. It's on the strip, and it's just there's still animals.
Yeah. Well, what?
There's a lot of like one tooth people with their fucking slot machine shit. I don't want to hang out with them. I want big busty waitresses, clean casino. Jeremiah White.
Dana was once a legend and now is a biatch.
And he's got 7 more years. Now, I don't hate Dana White. I don't hate him. Thank you very much, Jeremiah White. I don't hate the guy because he's a promoter and a promoter. I can't fucking talk. He's a promoter and he's doing his job. So I understand what he's doing there. But this merge with ESPN, I feel like there's a better way to go about this. We don't have all the details, and they're just like, this is great. You have to pay more money for our product. Like, it doesn't, it's like, wait, we're being
Boom, roasted.
What?
Boom, roasted. You suck.
Boom.
Roasted.
Vlad.
Moments after he filmed this commercial, he broke out laughing, followed by saying, ha. Yeah, fuck them. Dana Pink's face is starting to piss me off. IT becomes more bloated and pink by the year.
There you go. That is true. That is true. Thank you, Vlad. So what do you think, Jesse, after seeing this abortion?
I'll say it again. I think from a business standpoint, it was probably an extremely smart move on them. There's a lot of profit that can be made through this. However, as an MMA fan, and looking at it from the standpoint of if I had just gone into MMA, it's a very bad idea.
All right. We got Manny C coming in.
ESPN Plus, where you can pay for the stuff you used to get for free on FS1.
It's so true. By the way, now at least what's it called? The prelims are going over to ESPN Plus. Right, at least that's happening. So now it really will be a one-stop shop. You don't have to go to Fight Pass, which doesn't make any sense anymore. You have to do everything on ESPN Plus. I like the one-stop shop thing. I just don't understand how this. Why are we supposed to be excited about this? And how are you going to make more money off of this UFC? Because how are the just casual people just gonna flip through the channels and be like, oh, this is how we see it? I don't know how that works. You gotta make a yearly package. And lower the prices of the pay-per-views. It's ridiculous. Give us just a yearly package. Give us something. They say there's going to be more things added on. We'll see what happens, but I don't understand how you release it like this.
Super chat.
777s.
Dana's money-hungry face savoring food guy.
Savoring. He's a savoring food guy. Thank you. The donations are great tonight. They are very good. They are wonderful. Let's see what the chat has to say about this whole ESPN situation.
Drunk Savage says, are the fighters' pay going up any? Mark Horn, it doesn't cost shit, guys. Butch up. Join says, ask Staley. Logan says, Masvidal needs to piece up Dana. Hank Standard says, in South Africa now, we watch UFC for free on ESPN Live.
Wait, it doesn't cost shit, guys. Butch up? What is he talking about, Mark Horn? It's costing us more. We pay $54.99 for standard definition. Now, if they have a standard definition on ESPN and it's $49.99, then I'm on board.
No, but listen. So, and this is what was brought up in the thing also. It says most pay-per-views are normally $64.99.
Okay.
So they've included the $4.99 in the new deal. So you know, the $49.99 per year thing is for your subscription, and pay-per-views are $59.99 each. So in theory, they knocked down the price of pay-per-views because your subscription will be added on, so you're still paying.
Not for me though, because we paid $54.99 for a standard definition. We don't need HD. We have a 60-inch TV.
I'll
No
rephrase
problems.
it. For people who generally purchase HD
So
streams,
that's what they should say.
they're paying the same amount.
Hey, people that buy this in standard definition, you're fucked. People at HD, well, it's going to be a little bit cheaper for you. So, but no, not really, because, well, actually it is, because yeah, $4.99. Yeah, I guess it is cheaper.
But for SD, you're right. It would be a little more expensive.
Well, here's how they look at it, right? It's $4.99 a month, and chances are some of these people don't buy every single pay-per-view, right? So they're still charging them that monthly fee no matter what, so they can drop the price. That's what they're thinking right there. That's their logic. You know, that's how they make the money. You have to have a subscription in order. So these people won't buy every single pay-per-view, but they're still paying the subscription, so we're still getting their money. That's how we can drop the pay-per-view price. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, a couple more comments from the chat. We'll move on to the next story. Actually, hold on a second. Holy shit, we should move on to the next story. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 160 people watching. Thank you for joining us. This show is only an hour with 5 minutes left in the show. We will start the clock. If you'd like to save the show, drop a donation. That denomination will go that much longer. If it's a significant amount, well, we'll open up the phone lines, get that shit going strong. Back to the news, JBH.
All right, according to MMA Fighting, Conor McGregor and Max Holloway got into a Twitter exchange over their previous fight and torn ACLs. It's been almost 6 years since former UFC champ Conor McGregor and reigning UFC featherweight champ Max Holloway threw down inside Boston's TD Garden, yet the two pugilists refused to let their past rivalry die. Over the weekend, while McGregor celebrated St. Patrick's Day in Chicago and served as the Boston Bruins hype man ahead of their game against the Columbus Blue Jackets, the proud Irishman took a moment to reflect on past glories he's shared with the city of Boston. Taking to his Twitter, McGregor strolled down memory lane to his 2013 win over 21-year-old Max Holloway. He put a picture of Max Holloway getting beat up during that fight with the caption, quote, "McGregor's Garden, now where the fuck are them sunglasses?"
How long ago? Wasn't this a while back?
Yeah,
he reposted this thing? Yeah. No, I'm saying he posted this picture last year.
Yeah, he went back and he reposted it.
Oh, he reposted it again, okay.
Max Holloway then replied, "LOL, there you are, my brother. Glad you got to relive your best years today in Boston." He also said, "But if we're talking about the past, remember this. I was 21, you were 25. But if we're talking..." And then he said, "This is me at 25. And he posted a picture of himself with the belt around his waist.
Mm-hmm.
Max Holloway also said, "This is you at 21 with another picture." And then said, "Also, Dennis beat me that summer too. So if beating 21-year-old Max is a trophy to you, congrats. You share it with Dennis."
Ooh, wow. He's throwing Dennis under the bus. That's fucked up.
He then...
That's so messed up.
He followed that up with, "And know this, I would beat 21-year-old Max too, but I would finish him in 2 rounds and not let him take my ACL."
All right, so good on Max Holloway. But
Conor McGregor did respond to this, though.
All right.
He said, "I took my ACL and shoved it up your arse that night, kid. You don't still have it by any chance? I'm looking for it years. Happy Patty's Day."
All right.
And then Max Holloway responded, "There you go," with clapping emojis. "That's the OG champ the world wants. I do have it. White belt bum 21-year-old Max gave it to me to return to you in Dublin. Glad you found your confidence again in Boston. You can find your ACL again in Vegas in July."
There you go. All right, so I want to see Conor Max too. I would love to see that at 155. That'd be fun. But you got Dustin Poirier, so this kind of means nothing right now. But who knows? Maybe down the road we can see a rematch. You know, Max could get his revenge. I don't know. But why poor Dennis Bermudez? Why? I mean, what did he do to get involved in this? He gets dragged through the mud here. I mean, that's terrible. Poor guy just retired. For God's
think
sakes.
They're just. You know,
it's terrible. All right, let's squeeze another story in over here. What else we have in the news? By the way, we'll be back on Wednesday for 2 hours of sexiness. All right, what else we got over here? Check out the MMAHOLES.com.
According to BJPenn.com, Ali Abdelaziz suggests Usman versus Masvidal fight.
Ew.
And Colby Covington responds in classic fashion.
Yeah, I mean, that is not... It's such fake news. It's ridiculous, but go ahead.
All right. The knockout over UFC London this past weekend was so impressive that Ali Abdelaziz, who manages UFC welterweight champ Kamaru Usman, now wants his fighter to take on Masvidal next instead of Colby Covington. This comment from Ali first got a response from Ben Askren, who reminded that Jorge Masvidal's thunderous knockout wins was preceded by a pair of losses. Ben Askren said, quote, LOLOL, his last win before Till was in January 2017. Ali, you are a fool. If Marty doesn't want to fight Colby, I would happily oblige.
We got Sean Hart coming in with an exclamation point, dropping the deuce.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you, Shoney boy. Appreciate it, man.
So Ben Askren decides to happily oblige, quote unquote. Ali Abdelaziz then says, quote, Masvidal finished his people. Look at his whole entire career. He deserves it. Okamoto also reached out to Colby Covington for comment. The brash welterweight responded in classic fashion, quote, nah, but nothing would surprise me with that little terrorist rat after hearing from my people about how desperate he has looked the last couple weeks begging for anyone to fight Snoozman except me, the most deserving and real-world champion. I don't blame him, though, because he knows I'm going to smash his meal ticket.
There you go. Thank you, Incognito. Picogram, you are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Donation.
Wonderful.
Subscribing over there. Thank you very much. And yeah, Ali Abdelaziz is just trying to help out Usman, who just had surgery. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have to start the clock over here. There we go. If you want to save the show, it's very simple. Do not give ESPN Plus or the UFC your money. Give the MMA-Holes your money. With your donation, we will go that much longer. So whatever the donation is, $2, we'll go 2 more minutes. Now's the time to do it.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Let's get back into the news.
All right, so that pretty much sums that up.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be Colby. It's going to be Usman. The thing that worries me is Usman is very... he's injured. He's recovering from surgeries.
I showed Conor how to shower. Boom roasted.
That is Jerry Sandusky. Boom roasted. Thank you, Jerry Sandusky. Appreciate it, man. Remember, save the show in your donation, and we will extend it. Thank you. I love the show, says Mike Radish. We love you. You're wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
If you love the show, say, I love this show. So, the whole Masvidal situation, you know where he has to go. You know who he has to fight.
Yeah, listen, I don't, when it comes to this kind of stuff, Ali is just looking for a way to, when he's not looking for ways to keep his own name in the headlines, he's looking for a way to keep his fighters relevant. And by him suggesting that, I think he was just trying to get a little bit of hype going on social media, to be honest. I don't think there's really anything that's going to come out of it.
Yeah, sometimes Ali has to keep his trap shut. But it looks like Usman Covington, that is the fight that has to happen over here. The question is, when does Usman get back when he recovers from his little situation over there? He had a tube in his stomach on Rogan's podcast. I watched it. It was a long-ass podcast. It was interesting. It had some interesting stories in there. A different Marty than we've seen, although he did drag some of that LL Cool J stuff in there. But Usman, I feel, there are a couple of things in that interview that I take from. I noticed he said he was 31 years old and he can't do the things that he did when he was younger. And Joe Rogan's like, you're in your fighting prime. But he alluded to the fact that he did compete a lot. He puts a lot of mileage on his body, which makes me wonder how long can he hold on to that belt. I believe he beats Colby Covington. I also believe he beats Ben Askren. But how many times can he defend that belt with the type of training that he does? He doesn't take off. So we'll see what happens with Usman. What do you take from Usman from the little bit that you did see from that interview?
Listen, I only did see a little bit. I'll go into that later. But what I did see, I know that some people kind of shit on Usman a little bit, but
super chat.
We got Kevin from Chicago.
Save the show and open the phones.
All right, Kevin.
Don't F around.
Kevin extended the show an extra 2 minutes. We got 2 more minutes on the clock. If you want to extend it even more, whatever the donation is, we will go that much longer. So 2 more minutes on the show. Thank you, Kevin. Back to Jesse's thoughts.
I just think that it makes him a little more respectable in my eyes, at least. I know, like, he can be weird sometimes, and there's certain things that he says that might be controversial to people, but to me, listen, I like the guy. I like Usman. I've always been on the Usman hype train. I don't even think it's a hype train anymore.
Chat.
We got Ric Flair coming in.
Conor is inspirational. Save the show.
We're going 4 more minutes on the show. Thank you very much, Ric Flair, for the donation. So 4 more wonderful, wonderful minutes. If anyone wants to squeeze one in, you know how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory where I stand with Usman. I like him. There's nothing that I could, hateful or wrong that I could say about him. You know, I like his story too. I like the build up with, you know, Rashad Evans. I like everything about how he got to where he's at now, and I think that he deserves a lot of what he has.
Yeah, Usman, I mean, he's been through it all. 31 years old now. He is the champ, the Nigerian Nightmare. The question is, who does he fight next? Chat room, what do you say over here with 140 people hanging with the boys?
Hanging with the boys.
With 4 minutes, I mean, I guess we can take a couple of calls. Well, why not? Let me know in the chat what you think.
Till got robbed says DBW. Kurt Mangold says, excuse me. Leon Edwards wants a 4-piece. Oh, I missed it. Sorry. 4 minutes of anal exam says 2 joints.
Wonderful, wonderful.
James Hawk says hernia surgery. Ryan Rogers says Colby. Tammy Tonaka says yo mom.
Whoa.
Greg on a Blaze says GSP. Usman is awesome. The champ says Ann H. Fuku Usman. He acts like he's better than everyone else. Says Drunk Savage.
He's just Drunk is just salty. Shifra.
If Kevin calls in, I will kill myself. Save show.
We got 6 more minutes on the clock. Thank you for that donation. We're going 6 more minutes. You are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
There you go. What else we got in the chat?
Colby for sure says Nate R. Sean Hart says Colby. Colby destroys Marty says real fight. Cody says Ann H. Askren beats Usman says Miguel Barcia. Vlad's laughing in the chat. Colby is the people's champ. Mike Radish says Q Ann, and I do believe the Lawler fight was maybe a little early, but Askren has a super strong grip. He wasn't get out of that, says Mike Radish.
All right, the alarm has went off, and now we're going to start the 6 minutes. Thank you for extending the show. Appreciate all the donations tonight. Whoops, let's do this. You guys and gals are wonderful, wonderful. You are the people that keep this thing going and flowing, so much appreciation. Shout out to our patrons and everyone that drops those likes inside this box. Everyone's wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Let's open up the phones, right? You want to hear the phones, so let's open it up. I want to know ESPN Plus, the ESPN deal. Love to know about that. The fights that happen this weekend, Pettis versus Wonderboy next weekend. A lot of stuff to talk about. We'll be live again on Wednesday as well, so check that shite out. All right, phone lines are open at 516-522-0267. 0267.
There he is.
There we go. You're live with the MMA Holes. What is your name and what is on your mind?
This is the King of the Calls, and remember, I only refer to myself as King of the Calls because, Chris, you gave me that name. It would be disrespectful not to go off that name. So I'm paying it as respect to you for giving me that name.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, Jorge Masvidal, man, I got to talk about him because it seems ever since Colby, remember when him were best friends, Easy Money Tour, me and Colby were taking over the UFC, and ever since Colby surpassed him, and Colby's getting all this shine, he's getting all the headlines, I haven't heard nothing out of Jorge. He doesn't say anything about him. It's almost like he's jealous of Colby's success. In all his interviews, he's sneak dissing him. If we remember Ben Askren, he would say, I would need Tyron Woodley's blessing to get the title shot. He's like, I'm going to have to make sure it's okay with Tyron Woodley. That's what a friend's supposed to do when you're best friends with somebody, training partners, etc. And Jorge Masvidal, I want that title shot next. I deserve that title shot. After he knows Colby's next in line, he knows Colby deserves that. You had your shot against Maya, and you blew it. If he would have beat Maya, he would have been next in line. And Jorge Masvidal acting all tough, beating some hype job. Then he goes on, swings on Leon Edwards on a 7-fight win streak, 8-fight win streak. You're 1-2 in your last 3.
Ooh.
You swung on him, then you ran away, get out of the way real quick. And everyone's saying he's so gangster, man. He knew nothing was going to happen. There's a bunch of people around. Masvidal, he rubs me the wrong way. He ain't no gangster. He's just some wannabe thug. Yeah, he's a fucking cholo gangster.
All right, so anything else?
No. You know what my last thing is?
Yeah.
Let's do, if Wonderboy beats Pettis, let's do Wonderboy versus Askren.
Wonderboy Askren. Okay, I like that. All right, thanks for the call. That's the king of the calls. Wonderboy versus Askren. I love that.
That's interesting.
Complete. Yeah, we've said that actually on the show before. That is a complete opposite of styles. I'd love to see something like that. You know, see who nullifies who. It'd be fantastic. When it comes to Masvidal, he said he would fight his mother for the belt. He don't give a fuck, and Colby is his boy. So Masvidal, he's just trying to throw it out there. I can't blame a fighter for throwing it out there. He's not going to get a title shot, but you never know. You know, something falls through, some guy stays ready. Next thing you know, Jorge's in there. So, I mean, it's always possible. I just don't see it. I think that the fight to make with Jorge is with Mr. Edwards. Opening up the phone lines again, 516-522-0267. Jesse, what do you think about Kevin's call?
Yeah, I think you know, the Wonder Boy Askren thing stands out to me. That's interesting. But I think I'd rather see Colby Askren or Usman Askren.
Okay, we got the Knitter calling in. What's up, Knitter?
Hey, what's up, Chris? What's up, Jesse?
All right, Ann, what's going on?
Hey, just watching the show, you guys.
That's right.
The ESPN thing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of confused with it because they can't show it at the casino. There is nothing. There's no contract, no nothing, no.
Wow.
No way to get it.
That's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. So I mean,
unless it's changed. I mean, because the last ones we couldn't go. We called and they weren't going to show it. So I don't know how they're going to do it, but it's like you said, it says exclusively, and to me that sounds like exclusively means exclusively on ESPN Plus. You have to get them through there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We don't know the complete
you can't
details.
Get in bars.
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, I have a feeling there's going to be packages for these bars because that would be insane if there isn't. I mean, could you imagine like how many people would be missing these fights? A lot of people, they literally spend their weekends around going to the bar to watch these fights, and then these bars can't have it anymore. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, but like you said, money, that's what he cares about is the money. They don't care about that. They're going to probably he thinks making more money, I guess, with the ESPN exclusively, you know.
Yeah.
But you're going to lose a lot of fans.
If you had, right now we have 140 people watching it. Dana White is one of them, of course. He's a big fan of the show. What would you say to Dana White right now? Dana, you fucking listen. I mean, you got to put that speaker really close to your ear because you can't hear goddamn anything. But NH, the beautiful knitter, is on the line, and she is not able to watch the fights. And what would you like to say to Dana White?
Fuck you, Dana. Put the goddamn pay-per-views back on packages for bars and stuff so that we can watch.
That's right.
We're paying. They're paying. You're making money. I can do that. Hey, otherwise you're going to get screwed more because people are going to still cheat and, whatever, and get the streams illegally, and you're going to lose money.
There you go.
Screw you.
All right, Ann. You told him.
You're ruining it.
You told him. You told that pink bastard. All right, Ann, thank you so much. Any last words?
Bastard. All right. MMA-Holes rule.
Yes. All right. There's Ann H.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Ann is wonderful, wonderful, right?
Yes, she is.
A lovely soul. Ann H says, screw you, Dana White. You're screwing the fans. I don't like it. All right. This Wednesday, we will be live again on this show, going 2 strong hours, probably a little bit longer. Who knows? We'll open up the phone lines. The supper's ready again. We'll open up the phone lines to everyone to call in, and I would love to get your thoughts. I want to get some more phone calls during the Wednesday shows. We have some more guests coming up, and we have a Shifra Dagnacha.
I will pay $1,000 for your sex tape.
Now, the question is, Ann has left, so it's just you and me. So is he saying with Ann and us, or just us, or what do you think he's saying? What kind of sex tape does he want?
Wait, where are you going?
Well, he says he would pay $1,000 for your sex tape. So that's where I'm going. Whose sex tape? Ours? Or Ann H with the two of us?
What?
Well, I mean, Ann was just on the phone. Dana White with us. Put you on the rotisserie. Or maybe we'll put Dana White on the rotisserie. Who knows?
Oh, man.
Anyway. All right. Hey, listen, guys, gals. Let's just play it one more time. 100. Yeah. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. Everybody. We've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. The dislikes can choke on a dick. All right. 4 people are choking hard on a dick, and 101 people are hanging with the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll be back on Wednesday. Friday's Bellator. Saturday is the UFC. A lot of stuff, a lot of show. Make sure you subscribe to Not the MMA Holes. You never know when we go live over there. JBH's channel, all down below. And Jesse, say those wonderful, wonderful words to these wonderful, wonderful people.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA-Hole.
Wonderful, wonderful.
The cumin. concussion.
Back.